So one of the things that we've seen in the Trump era quite a bit is his biggest fans, his biggest supporters, running for office and just mimicking him completely. Sometimes literally with their physical mannerisms, other times ideologically trying to sound like him or act like him. And there are some of them, definitely not all of them, some of them are smart enough to know, hey, what is working for me or has worked for me in a Republican primary is not at all going to work in a general election. And so for the primary, a lot of these guys are all in, yeah, stop the steal. You know, this shit is crazy. They're taking it from us. This is unacceptable. They rigged the election. They stole it. And now in the general, a lot of them are www.org. A lot of them are running for Shut-Upsville. Okay, but others, maybe in even tougher districts, realize that's not enough. Like, I actually have to actively slam on the brakes and throw this bitch in reverse. And so here we have a New Hampshire Republican Senate candidate by the name of Don Bolduc. And look at this awesome about face he pulls off here.
Basically against Morse, the more establishment Republican candidate, because they were basically saying that you're so extreme that they think that you're more beatable. And one of the things that Maggie Hassan, the Senate incumbent, will say is that you are an election denier, that you deny that President Biden won the 2020 election. And there's this from August 14th when you had a debate. Watch here.
I signed a letter with 120 other generals and admirals saying that Trump won the election, and damn it, I stand by my election.
Do you stand by that today?
So, you know, we live and learn, right? And I've done a lot of research on this, and I've spent the past couple of weeks talking to Granite Staters all over the state from, every party. And I have come to the conclusion, and I want to be definitive on this. The election was not stolen. Was there fraud? Yes. Is that a concern of Granite Staters all over the state? Yes, there is. Is there a responsibility for public servants in elected positions to ensure that our citizens have faith in their voting system? Yes. But elections have consequences. And unfortunately, President Biden is the legitimate president of this country, and he is ruining it, along with Maggie Hassan. And that is the takeaway here. They want to bring us back to 2020. I want to move us forward to 2022 and 2024 and say, enough is enough. Let's cut the cord on this. Your actions have hurt people. They have hurt people.
Now, understand something, guys. The ones who are flip-flopping are the smarter ones. These are the more intelligent ones. These are the more intellectual Republicans. Because the ones who are, putting the pedal to the metal, continuing in the wrong direction, saying factually untrue things, it is more likely that they don't win their general election. It just is. I mean, all the polls on this are super clear. There was a poll a while back that said, I know a lot of Republicans, over 50%, think the election was stolen by Biden, but still only 15% of the country wants to keep talking about the 2020 election. It is a definite loser for Republicans. And also there's other implications like the right going out and out authoritarian, some of them just being fascist, including Trump himself, like, put me back in office right now, I demand it. So these guys are the smarter ones. This guy realizes, if I keep saying this stuff, not only will I lose, I will get blown the fuck out. And so he's going in the other direction. There are other candidates like Carrie Lake, who I believe is running for governor in Arizona, who's doubling down and tripling down and quadrupling down on her incredible derangement. I mean, she's basically flat out like a QAnon candidate now. And even though that race is close, the fact of the matter is she probably would have won the general going away if she dropped all the goofiness come the general election. So it's interesting because on the one hand, you look at this and you're like, what? These guys are such fucking clowns. What do they even believe? Nobody even knows. They're just posturing to get into office. But then on the other hand, I look at this and part of me goes, this is better than the ones who are the true Kool-Aid drinkers who are still all in on that path. Because I'm telling you, man, these people with actual power is a terrifying thing. Doug Mastriano, running for governor in Pennsylvania against Shapiro, not Ben Shapiro, he he was at January 6th. He was there at January 6th. He's full on, election was rigged, yada, yada. And that race, Shapiro's a slight favorite, but that race is still, it could go either way. And this is a guy who, if you have these true pro-Trump, Kool-Aid drinking, overturn the election crazy people who become governors, then we got a real problem. Because then what happens when it comes time to certify the next election? The governor is in a position to have a lot of power on that front to certify the election. That's why Brian Kemp, the extremely conservative Georgia governor, he thankfully had one shred of integrity left and said, I'm not going to overturn the election just because you want me to, Donald Trump. Remember when Trump called up, find me 11,000 votes? It was because of Kemp and the Secretary of State there that they stood strong and were like, no, the results are the results, and if you don't like it, suck it up, son. So, but what happens when you have true believers in these positions? What happens when a Secretary of State in a crucial state is now just full-on fascist and is like, I don't agree with what you want me to do, so I'm going to go ahead and overturn it because I want to. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Now, this guy, the only upside of watching his total flip-flop here is now you get the sense, even if he did win, if he were in a position where, he had to cast a vote, he would certify an election if the election was, truly went to the Democrat, right? But it's watching what has happened to the right is insane because you either get the total liars who believe in nothing, who flip-flop for political convenience, or you get the true Kool-Aid drinkers who are in a cult who would overturn democracy like that. And that's who's left. I mean, he's literally distancing himself from himself here. In fact, I want to show you, my favorite part is right when they ask the question, he's like stumbling and bumbling and falling all over himself. And he's doing that because the gears are turning in his head like, how do I get out of this without looking like too much of a ridiculous person and a hypocrite, right? Without looking too much like a flip-flopper. So let me find that spot for you again real quick, because that's my favorite part.
And damn it, I stand by my election.
Do you stand by that today?
So, we live and learn, right? And I've done a lot of research on this, and
in his head right there, he's thinking like, Trump is totally going to slam me on Truth Social. He's going to go all in. I'm going to get death threats. Like, this is what dude is probably thinking of. So he's trying to like soften the landing a little bit, just soften the landing. But anyway, there you have it. Scary thing, man, what's happening with the Republican Party. It truly is scary. They are, and look, I think the Bush and Cheney era was a devastatingly terrifying era because they did go full authoritarian in many ways with illegal NSA spying, the torture program, the illegal wars. It was a low point. But then now, in the Trump era, take all of those same things from the Bush era and now add on top of that next level election denial where they're like, I want to overturn the previous election or I will overturn elections in the future, right? Take that and add it on top. So it's like another layer of extremism, which is, I didn't think it could get lower from the Bush era, but now suddenly we've gotten to the point where it kind of is. With Trump on Truth Social saying, put me back in office. That's scary shit. With him saying, at the very least, redo the election. That's scary shit. Now, by the way, Trump has gone all in retruthing QAnon people day in and day out. So he is embracing the most extremist mentality he possibly can find at the moment. That has fucking consequences, dog. That has consequences. So you either get the true cult psychopaths or you get these vapid, shape-shifting, flip-flopping, believe-in-nothing careerists like this guy. That's a lose-lose either way. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.